man. 122 pounder, 10-5, man. Watch the Goodfellas Sports TV, bro.
You guys come from Walker, Wisconsin. Watch
Goodfellas Sports.
Goodfellas boxing.
All right, David Benavidez said that he will knock out Dmitry Bivol. He ain't got no problem eventually going up to 175. Let's speak on it. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Said that they had sparred at the Churchill boxing gym. And you can ask anybody that was there that he basically, insinuating this. I mean, I can't even say insinuating. Basically said he beat the hell out of him. And he said that he'd knock him out in a real fight. He says that, that's the confidence that every fighter should have. He said there's plenty of people at Churchill Boxing Gym that could testify to him beating the hell out of Dmitry Bivol in sparring. I'm paraphrasing on beat the hell. But he says plenty of people that was there. You can ask everybody was there what he did to Dmitry Bivol and sparring. You know what I'm saying? These young guys think you can win sparring, and the fight is going to be different. They ain't going to be wearing no 14s, 12, 16, whatever they sparring with. Ain't going to be no headgear. It ain't going to be a handful of people. It's going to be a crowd of people. It's going to be 10s. You know what I'm saying? 10-ounce gloves, no headgear. But he do got the style in which you got to, the fight Dmitry Bivol. You can't sit at the end of his shots, you know what I'm saying, like Canelo did. You gotta erase the gap, or you gotta be able to outbox him. And he is physically bigger than Dmitry Bivol. Bivol ain't a big 75-pounder, but he understands. He's strong, but he understands distance and how to, his leverage on his shot. So I could believe it. He beat the hell out. He used to beat the hell out of Triple G. When Triple G trainer Abel Sanchez, basically, that's what he basically said while he was still training with Triple G. He was still training Triple G. He said he beat the shit out of him. They say he was in there giving Triple G the business, like beating on him. You know what I'm saying? And I can believe the same thing true for Bivol, because when he got to talk about Better Biev late last year, he said he gonna need a couple fights, and he respect Better Biev, and Better Biev a beast, and he'll need a few fights under his belt before at 75 before he go fight Better Biev. And that's what he was saying about Better Biev. But Bivol, his confidence seemed a little bit different. It's different when you in the ring with him, when you familiar with him. But Bivol might turn into a whole different animal. But I believe him. I believe him. I believe him. But that's sparring. You don't win sparring. You don't get no, what's that song? You don't get no awards for that. So in a real fight, how much stock do I put in the sparring? They familiar. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he run through Caleb Plant, that means he gonna run through run through Dmitry Bivol. You know what I'm saying? That right hand of Bivol, that's a little bit different. That left hook different when 10 ounces on in that glove. That's basically bare fucking knuckle. Still with 10s. But yeah, I want to see it. But then he said he wouldn't rule out going up to cruiserweight and even potentially higher than that and see what happens. So, he got plans. He a big dude. But hey, like I said before, if you don't get Canelo, obviously he go see Bivol. And now his mouth and wrote a check that his ass got to cash. So, do I feel like planning to get him ready for Bivol? Just experience part, they two different fighters. Bivol move with a purpose. A lot of times Plant be running. It's a difference. Like Keith be running from punishment. Plant be running from punishment. When he fought Anthony Durrell, he boxed and he boxed with a purpose. Every movement, had something, had a boxing reason behind it other than trying to get out of harm's way. He was setting Durrell up. You know what I'm saying? Previous to that fight, he was just trying to get out of harm's way. He was just running. So he was, versus Durrell, he started setting stuff up, and that's what Bivol do. But Bivol he not slick like Caleb Plant is, but he's a great mover in his own right. And he, only issue I really see him getting in trouble with Benavidez at is just he don't have a kill. It don't seem like Bivol, you gotta force him to have a killer instinct. You really gotta get under his skin to get him out of character. That's one thing I really look at with him. Like you really, like when he fight better BF and he in some type of trouble or the onslaught coming, you literally gotta make him blow fire. You know, because if you give him an opportunity to box and fight at his rhythm all night, he gonna do that all night, not even take a deep breath. There been times where I seen, you know, he'll just, you know, bop, get off like a machine gun, turn you, you know, you reset, bop, he go again, turn you, he go again, bop, and he take a break, you know what I'm saying? You try to get some ground, y'all clinch, he reset, he do it again, bop, and he just turn you, bop, he just turn you. And versus Canelo, he showed more, a little bit more pro style. He like when he certain guys, he'll fight in the rhythm, especially when he's on HBO, he'll bop, and then he'll turn you. And then you spin out, but it wasn't like Khan, where Khan to get in there, he'll throw the same combinations and kind of roll out. You know what I'm saying, with his chin in the air. Bivol wasn't rolling out. Bivol get in that motherfucker, pop, put some punches together, and he'll just turn you. He'll just boom, and he'll step over. And when you reset, pop, he'll run him again, and he'll step over. And you reset, pop, and he'll run him again. So he wasn't rolling out, he was just stepping over. It wasn't even like he was like per se stepping out. It's kind of like what Pacquiao used to do. You know, Pacquiao, you know, get you in the center of the ring, run his hands, you'll go in the high guard, he'll step over, run him again. After a while doing that, if he don't hurt you, he'll take a little break and do it again. That's kind of what Bivol was doing. So it really, you know, with that type of style that he can fight, you really got to take the airspace away. You got to push him back where he can't get that rhythm. Now he fought Canelo, he ain't fight like that. He fought with with leverage. You know, on the front, his leverage was, you know, he fought, you know, being aggressive. You know what I'm saying? It was just his leverage was, you know, he was leveraging his shots at the end of his shots. He was taking it to Canelo. So his leverage was like he was keeping Canelo at bay. And Canelo knew if he would have stepped in and made a mistake, he would have got knocked out. So his leverage was he was pressing. And the other style he can fight, it kind of look amateurish and repetitive, but it's really not, because where Khan got amateurish with that, Khan would throw the same punches in the same rhythm and roll out like an amateur, and then have to jump back in and reset. So he would jump in and out. When he rolled out, then he would jump out. After he rolled out, then he'd jump back in with the same combinations and pull out with his chin up. Dmitry Bivol wasn't jumping out. He was just turning you. He'll boop, and he'll step over. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes he'll turn you and keep going. And sometimes he'll feint you. You'll bite. And then he'll step over again. Or sometimes he'll turn you. He'll turn you. And then he'll feint. You'll bite. Then he'll jump back in. And then turn you. You know, and he's able to fight. He wasn't rolling out with his hands up. You know, some of his combinations kind of look kind of like repetitive like Khan. But the difference is he was more defensive responsible. He's not going to compromise his defense for offense. And he'll naturally punch harder. But he wasn't flying out with his chin out up in the air, was tucked, and he wasn't rolling out. He was just stepping over. So when Khan would fire his shots off and roll out, guess what? I roll out. I give you an opportunity to reset. You know, I give the opponent a chance to reset. So I know he rolled out. He too far to come back. So Khan would have to jump back in, and then roll back out. Jump back in. After a while, somebody like Danny Garcia, like, shit, I'm going to catch his ass. And he caught him. Anytime you come with that chin up like that, great chin or not, you use some type of punishment, guess what? You're already jumping in and jumping out, so you're off balance. So you really can't, it's like a pole, or it's like the Golden Gate Bridge or anything, or like a tree. The root is the leverage. So if I'm jumping in and out off balance, guess what? I don't have any leverage to take the shot. So now my chin in my body is taking a full blow of a shot, and my feet are not planted. So it's hurting even more. But if you able to plant, like you doing bench press, you know, it's a totally different bench press when you don't plant your feet. When you cross your legs or you take your legs off the ground and bench press, there's more core and everything else got to work harder. Now, if you put your legs there and you can bench press more because now you got your legs, the same thing with taking shots. It's one of the reasons Khan couldn't take shots, because you constantly rolling in, rolling out, jumping in, jumping. They catch you coming out. So guess what? I'm not prepared I can't brace for the shot. So I don't see the shot coming. My feet not planted. My feet jumping off is not balanced. That's a difference. Now, if Amir Khan had learned to get a little bit Americanized or do what Bivol can do, and that'd be turning them and running them, doing what Pacquiao do, he'd have been better off. But anytime you jumping in and out, you giving somebody an opportunity, and you not staying a little bit, giving people opportunity to score and score the big one. So you can't brace without your feet being on the ground, or being planted on the ground, or having that balance. And that's the difference. That can just tell you the difference between Amir Khan being a great fighter. It's not per se the chin. That's the difference between Amir Khan being a great fighter and not. And Bivol understands that. And then Bivol also can switch it up. He showed versus Canelo, and he can press you. He can control the distance. That was the most impressive thing. He controlled Canelo. He never fell in and let Canelo, never wilted. He never fell in. He never fell too far out. He stayed right on top of him. And even if you stand on top of him and you just posturing, you put mental pressure on him. So Canelo knew he couldn't jump in there and take one of them shots because Bivol can hurt you. So like I said, it's a tough fight. I don't put stock into the sparring. I don't put stock in the sparring. Because once them tens come on and them headgear go off, and it's something on the line, Benavidez ain't been in no big fight. Great, great fighter in the making pot, but he ain't been in no big fight. So we're gonna see versus Caleb Plant. But it's sparring is sparring. It's not a real fight. A real fight got too many different aspects in it. The crowd, the energy. You win, you lose. You know what I'm saying? Your livelihood on the line. Your pay scale money, your paycheck on the line, where you scale up, you scale down. It ain't no redos. It ain't pull the plug on the PlayStation or the Xbox. It's not hit the reset button. No, you got to do it. Ain't no do-overs. I can't hear my daddy or my trainer loud and clear. I got to hear him through the crowd. So once Benavidez get this big fight experience versus Caleb Plant, I'll be better able to gauge him a lot better and see how he performs. So it's going to be interesting, though. But, yeah, I don't doubt what he's saying. I don't doubt that he probably will beat the shit out of Bivol. But, the work got to be put in, etched in stone, in a big fight like Caleb Plant. So let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video financially. Want to support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, whole 9. Link tree, the first link in the description. Peace.